Absolutely. It was a very historic day here at federal court. After 5 months of trial, 91 witnesses, it all came down to 12 people. And the jury very clearly agreed with the government that Kilpatrick Incorporated was all about greed and corruption. How are you doing?
I'm great. God is good. It's all in God's hand.
Bobby Ferguson was still hopeful, even after the jury convicted him of racketeering and extortion. But his friend, former Mayor KWAME Kilpatrick, was visibly upset, looking almost physically ill as he realized he's facing decades behind bars. Kilpatrick and Ferguson have each been convicted of racketeering and conspiracy, plus extortion charges related to many of the water department contracts in the case. The jury also found the two men guilty on one bribery count, and they found the former mayor guilty on several mail and wire fraud charges, plus 5 tax counts. After the verdict was read inside the court, Kilpatrick and Ferguson were able to leave briefly, only to return later so the federal judge could lock them up until they are sentenced.
I thought that all of us defense lawyers had vigorously cross-examined the prosecution's witness and punched holes in their story, but apparently it wasn't enough. So, you know, we've got to pick ourselves up and dust ourselves off.
You put this much time into a case, you get disappointed if the jury comes back and doesn't affirm what it is that you thought. And certainly we cannot argue with the fact that they spent a great deal of time deliberating, that it appears as if they were methodical in going through the evidence. There seems to be some logic to what it is that they did, although I don't agree with it.
If you're a dad in those circumstances, you're not thinking about yourself too much.
That was attorney John SHEA talking about Bernard Kilpatrick. Now, he was only convicted of 1 tax charge. The jury was hung on the RICO count for Bernard Kilpatrick, but the U.S. attorney says she's not going to retry Bernard Kilpatrick on that count, so now he's only convicted of the 1 tax charge. For that charge, the penalty is only up to 3 years, so there's a chance he could do less than 3 years. KWAME Kilpatrick and Bobby Ferguson, though, are facing years, possibly decades behind bars, all for cashing in on corruption. Reporting live at the federal courthouse in downtown Detroit, I'm Heather Catallo, 7 Action News.
All right, I know it's been a busy day for you, Heather. Thank you so much.